Herkese merhabalar. Bugün yanımda Yekindar var. Yekindar'la birlikte güzel bir röportaj yapacağız. Firstly, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
We remember you. They remember you from Cologne. And like after Cologne, you said next time it will gonna happen. Maybe in the blast didn't happen. But what do you think about FISSURE? Let's start with that.
Well, I think we play very good usually after painful defeats. So we had well, not many painful defeats, but we have had a couple of painful defeats. The things that what is the most important thing for us is to learn from these defeats. These defeats give you the most information on what you need to improve on. And after the G2 game, I feel like we're on the right trajectory, and I feel confident going into this event.
I feel like after every game that you play, regardless the result, we see a constant improve from the Furia side. And what's the mentality inside of the team? Like, does someone say, Fallen says, or like the coach says, guys, let's wake up, we need to improve, we need to be the best before the Budapest measure. What do you think about it?
I think we only play together for 4 months. 4 months. There's teams that play together for 2, 3 years already and whatever. We know that it's not easy to maybe win an event or whatever, but we see our improvements and we know that it takes time. And the most important part is recognizing. I think our team has a very good understanding of what we are lacking usually, what we were lacking in the certain game that we lost, or what do we need to improve on. And we have hungry players for information and knowledge. Like everybody's watching a lot of demos of different other teams, seeing different tricks, and we want to improve every map, and be the best. That's why we play 7 maps as well. It's like, come on, we want to make all those 7 maps very strong.
Great. So I want to talk about this because you are adapting very fast, but you are also a very young player, but you are acting very mature. How did you grow this person? How did you become this actually Yekindar?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily consider myself that young. I'm 26 this year in October, so a little bit older. But I think from the very start of my career, I've been put into positions that were helping, like a helping hand for the leader, for the captain. And I always wanted to improve and gain knowledge, so I was always sitting by their side and listening to whatever they want to whatever they want to say, and I want to get every last piece of information out from the person who has the knowledge and has the experience. And I think that is my greatest trait. I know how to listen, and I know how to get kind of information that I need, and I learned a lot from that. And because of that, I can open up my books of in my head, where I can remember, oh, this is this thing, this that thing, and whatever. But of course, in future, I would want to become this type of a player that for me was my first IGLs and my first leaders.
So in the future, like maybe 3-4 years later, there is a high chance that maybe we see you in an IGL role or
I
maybe
think
even a
so.
coach role.
I think so. I would like to be. The only thing right now that I think I need to, of course not the only thing, but mainly what I need to improve is the leadership qualities. I think that was the problem that I had in Liquid. I was a little bit too strict. I had a lot of ego, and because I was young, a young player who was playing star positions, and it was very hard to be a perfect leader for that specific team. And here, I think only time will tell when I'm ready for that, and I will want to try to be a great leader.
You talk about your young times. I want to ask you this. How did people find out Yekindar, What was the moment that you decided to become a pro? Who reached out to you first? Who helped you?
Well, honestly, I'm just a gamer. The interesting part is I'm this type of a person, just who's outgoing for everything, but at the same time, because of my father who had a computer and he was playing games, I also got into gaming, and with time, the older I was getting, the more I was playing games and maybe going out a little bit less. And my parents actually did the rule that like my average grade needs to be 7 or higher out of 10, and I always had 705, 701. I was never going. I never wanted to go higher. I was always keeping so I can play on the PC on the computer. And eventually, one of my randomly I met a friend when I was 15, and he was like, "Oh, there's these local tournaments in Latvia. Maybe you want to go." And I went there for fun with my friends, and we didn't play that good. But me individually, I got a lot of kills, and we played against good Latvian players back then. And that's how these good Latvian players kind of recognized me, and then they started asking me to come for lands, and eventually eventually we started building mixes and teams, and then I got scouted by a Russian player, Kuch, who was as a father figure for me for the very first steps of my career, and I'm super thankful for him.
Do you still are in contact with him?
A lot, yeah,
A
of
lot,
course,
yeah?
Well, not necessarily a lot, but I see him a lot in events. He's doing casts. He every time we see each other, we hug each other. You know, we talk about life, and yeah.
Great. So I'm gonna ask you, what did you do with your first paycheck?
First paycheck. I I honestly did not do. I think first things for sure. First things was I didn't even spend on anything. I think my most expensive spend was like during liquid times. I bought shoes that were like 2K.
Travis Scott's.
Also, but no, it was. I have actually,
Oh yeah, I see it.
but no, different ones. It was Air Force One Tiffany edition, but
Oh,
but that was during the liquid time. But other than that, like maybe an iPhone or whatever. So I don't. Oh, I remember like after 2 years of playing, 2.5 years of playing, I bought my mom a car.
oh, nice.
So I try to give back to my family.
What your family think about you wanted to become a pro? Because you talk about the grades, but like I think maybe your family wanted to force you study, go university.
Yeah, yeah, university was definitely in the question. They said that they never stopped me, but they were very skeptical around it. But when I first joined the team and when I came back with $1,000 for a salary back then, it was 600 at the start, but eventually 1,000. Then they saw like, oh, that's actually like a job, and that's actual money, and back then that money was a lot. It wasn't a small amount of money, especially for a teenager who's like 16 years old. So after I started getting paid, they understood that okay, this is the path he's going. So they fully supported me throughout the way.
Great. It's always good to have the support of the parents, but I'll ask you this. Do you have any regrets in your career?
Yeah, I think everybody has regrets, in life, and in my career specifically, the biggest thing that kind of broke my confidence a lot was the IGL stint. I don't regret becoming an IGL. I regret how I was acting as an IGL. From that perspective, at the same time, it's not necessarily a regret because I learned a lot. I learned a lot about understanding other people, understanding myself, understanding what I want and how I want, and I wouldn't necessarily call it a regret, but that's
A
maybe,
life lesson.
Yeah, life lesson, exactly.
So you guys constantly travel, from different countries, from different parts of the world, from Kazakhstan to Austin, from London to Belgrade. How do you cope with it, bro? It's so hard. I feel like it.
It is very hard. It is very hard, and especially like I'm sometimes lazy. I have these up and down moments in terms of like gym and health type things. Before, when I was younger, I didn't necessarily care. It was not a problem, Now when I'm getting like 25, 26, you suddenly feel a little bit worse, Then you have jet lag, then you have whatever. So definitely body feels it, and the only thing you can do is train the body, and that's the most important thing. And the hardest part is finding some motivation to do it, because I'm spending a lot of time in the game, I'm thinking about the game, I'm watching different games, watching opponents, watching different teams, and when you're so dedicated to the game, it's very hard to relax and do something else, So
Then I'll ask you like this: what is your motivation right now?
my motivation, I want to eventually finish my career and looking back at the career and not regret anything I've done, and that's my motivation. I want me in the future to realize that this was worth it. I'm happy how it went.
Great. I'm gonna ask you this: do you have any role models?
Role models?
Yeah, role models. Books that you read, the sports player that you see, or even esports players.
Well, of course, there's many cool sports players. I mostly like them because of they're cool players, but at the same time, I like them because of personality. For example, Ronaldo for me is a great personality, a great strong person, a very motivating person. And the same you can say about LeBron James or Kobe, or there's many different personalities that I like. But in terms of like players or individual from CS, for example, I respect Nico a lot. For example, super consistent in terms of his individual skill. and that is very cool.
Last question, a deep one. If you never started CS career, what would you do right now?
I'm not sure how life would treat me or what would happen, but I would prefer to do something which involves maybe uh, hosting, acting, something where I can showcase, or like maybe joke around, do something like this. I think that would be the best thing. What I would be happy with.
Have you ever tried it in your free time or anything?
Well, we were doing a lot of content pieces with Liquid, and there's a couple Liquid pieces out that where I've been acting and on camera and whatever. So if anybody's interested, they can go see. But I enjoy it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for the time.
Thank
It
you.
was great to have you here again, and I hope to see Furia win this.
Thank you.
Because I would be so happy from Cologne to this. You guys are playing up,
Thank
and
you.
it's great to have you here. İzlediğiniz için teşekkürler. Yanımızda Yekindar vardı. Bugün bizden bu kadar. Bir sonraki videoda görüşmek üzere. Hoşçakalın. Bay bay. Skins Monkey'de eşyalarınızı kolaylıkla takaslayabilir, yeni eşyalar elde edebilir, hatta ücretsiz bir şekilde çekilişlere katılabilirsiniz. LEGOCAN kodunu kullanarak ilk takasınızda 5 dolara varan bir bonus. Bununla birlikte kalmadan yine LEGOCAN kodunu kullanarak ilk para yüklemeniz değil, her para yüklemenize özel olarak %30 yerine 35'e varan bir bonusa da sahip olabiliyorsunuz. Bunların dışında günlük, haftalık ve aylık olarak da çekilişlere buradan kolaylıkla ulaşabilirsiniz. Hem açıklamada hem de sabitlenmiş yorumlarda var. Sponsor oldukları için teşekkür ederim.